I'm tired. I'm done. I quit. Before we continue, I think you should subscribe. Thanks. Hey Shapers, welcome back to Shaping Sarah, a space where you can get motivated on all things dance, fitness, and personal development. Okay, that sounds a little weird. I know I used to say pole, fitness, and personal development, but I've noticed a lot of people are showing a lot of interest in my heels dance journey, so I definitely want to talk about that on my channel too, so that's why I'm encompassing dance together. I'm going to be talking about dance as it relates to pole and heels. Anyways, enough of that. Today we're going to be talking about my sobriety. Girl, please, don't be dramatic. Today I want to talk about why I quit alcohol and how it changed my life. Everything from where it began, how bad it got, will I ever drink again, all of that. But a little disclaimer. I'm not your mother. I'm not your mom. So I'm not telling you how to live your life. This is not me trying to be preachy. This is not me trying to change your mind about alcohol. I do not care what y'all do in your time. This is just my story, my opinions, everything. I'm not here to judge you. If you're drinking alcohol while watching this video, I'm not gonna judge you, okay? Or am I? Anyways, yeah. Bitch, I broke a nail. I gotta go fix this. In the meantime, go like this video. Thank you. Okay, we back and the nail is secured. Anyways, I got my lemon water with blueberry inside. I got my notes because I don't want to miss a point. So let's get into it. And today's comment shout out goes to Lucia, who says, "Thank you for this video. I really love the way you explained every tip and you encouraged me to begin my journey. Cheers to you for starting your pole journey. And just in case nobody told you, I'm so proud of you. Oh my God." Okay, so let's start off by talking about the different phases that I've been in with regards to alcohol. So I split it into 4 phases. The first phase is where it all began. Second one is heavy drinking phase. Third one is the questioning phase. And the fourth one is the sobriety phase. So growing up, alcoholism was in my family. Addiction was in my family. I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. My father was an alcoholic. He was a functioning alcoholic, but he was very heavy drinker. And that affected me growing up, of course. Nobody likes to see their dad in a state where they're not under control. That's not usually how you wanna see your dad. And I say functioning alcoholic because he was going to work, he was providing, he was doing everything he had to do, but at home, it was chaos. It was not fun to witness. I'll say it that way. I don't wanna go into too much detail into that story just because first of all, it's not my story to tell. And second of all, he's a whole different man today. And I'm super proud of him for overcoming his addiction. Now he is someone that I actually look up to. And like in terms of health wise, like everything he puts into his body is very, intentional. So I look at that and I'm like, wow, I would love to be like that at his age. So love you, Dad. But I'm not gonna lie, I was traumatized in that time when he was battling his addiction. And I never knew exactly what kind of dad I was going to end up on. I didn't know if it was going to be the dad that was, attentive and wanted to talk to me, or was it the dad that just like didn't want to talk to me at all, just wanted to drink and watch TV, or was it the dad that was like overly drunk and just, arguing with my mom. I didn't know which dad it would be, so it's very unpredictable. It's very unstable. So that's my dad. My grandmother on my mom's side was a huge alcoholic as well. Very abusive to my mother, and I think till this day it affected her. My grandma was physically abusing my mom. Grandma was physically abusing my grandfather. Just very heavy drinker. So obviously my grandma didn't have the capacity to give my mom that loving, safe, nurturing feeling that a mom should give to a daughter. So obviously, my mom doesn't know how to give that back. Growing up, my mom was very cold. I never missed out on anything. She provided food and everything. She was being a mom, but she just wasn't the nurturing mom that you can go to when you have an issue. She just wasn't that kind of person. And it's just because she had that barrier of, she doesn't even know how to give love like that. But anyways, I'm rambling already. My brother, you're gonna be like, Shaping, you have a brother? Yeah. I have a brother. And this is actually the first time I'm saying this publicly. You're watching the first time ever that I'm saying I have a brother. Why? Because my brother is a heavy drug addict, and he's been in and out of prison and in and out of rehab and still is till this day. Not the most safe person to be around, honestly. It pains me to, like I said, this is the first time I'm talking about it publicly. So it's hard to talk about it, and his addiction really affected my entire family. It affected the way my parents parented me, my sister. It was just a really heavy thing to go through as a kid. Someone who's supposed to protect you, someone who's supposed to show you the way of life, is too busy in his drugs and in his problems. And everyone I was seeing had an addiction to a substance. As a kid, I was like, I'm never drinking in my life. Never ever drinking in my life. And I remember one day my dad asked me to bring him a beer in the fridge, and the beer was already open. It was in a glass, and accidentally the glass tilted on my hand a little bit. And as a kid, I was like, okay, well, why is everyone like addicted to this? What is this magical potion here that everybody cannot lay off of? I was probably like 10 years old, y'all. It falls a little bit on my hand. Why do I lick my hand? And it tastes like shit, obviously. So I'm like, ew, This is disgusting. I'm never drinking ever in my life. Why do adults do this? What is wrong with adults? I never want to be an adult. What is this weirdness going on here? Then about 18 to 19 years old is when obviously you're in Sejab, you're seeing a bigger world, you're seeing new people, you're going out to parties, you're trying to find a boyfriend. That's when I started drinking. That's when I started feeling the pressure of maybe I should drink because that's what everybody else is doing. Because at 18, 19, obviously you want to be like everybody else. Like most 18, 19-year-olds want to be like everybody else. And I do not blame y'all because y'all do not know who you are yet. So if you don't know who you are yet, you're gonna want to be like everybody else. It only makes sense. I'm about 19 to 22 years old. That period of my life, I was the most lost I have ever been in my life. I was pretty much drinking almost every weekend. Let's be so for real right now. Almost every weekend I was drinking. I would go to clubs, prime club days, going on Saint Laurent, club hopping, bar hopping. Those were the days, girl. I didn't know why I was drinking. I just thought, I mean, I like the feeling. It feels fun, I guess. For me, drinking every weekend is drinking heavily. Even though I wasn't drinking throughout the week, you know, if you're drinking every weekend, you're drinking heavily, in my opinion. I felt like I needed to drink everywhere I went, whether it be a restaurant, having a glass of wine at a restaurant with my meal, whether it be a barbecue, whether it be somebody's birthday party, whether it be anything at all. I felt like I needed to drink because everybody else was doing it. I didn't want to feel left out. I didn't want to feel like stuck up. I didn't want to feel like that girl that's like, oh, she doesn't drink. Like, who does she think she is? She doesn't drink. As a 19, 22-year-old, I didn't want to feel like that. So that's why I was drinking almost every weekend. Those were periods of my life where I was going to the club a lot. And you can't be in a club sober. You can, obviously, but you're not gonna enjoy yourself because it's a very, very low vibrational place to be in. Nobody is acting like themselves. Nobody is sober. Nobody is making sense. So you being sober going into a club, it's very hard to enjoy yourself because you're just gonna be like, what is everybody on? Like, what's going on? And the thing about that period of my life and why I didn't feel like drinking was a problem is because I didn't get hungover the next day. I didn't feel like it was affecting me that much the next day. I just felt really like sleepy, groggy. I would wake up super late, you know, things like that. But I wasn't hungover sometimes I was, don't get me wrong, sometimes I was, but I wasn't hungover to the point where I was like on my knees, like dying. It was never like that. So that's why I was like, okay, so what's the big deal? I can drink. And I also never got to a point where I blacked out or I vomited. That never happened. That's why I was like, well, clearly alcohol is not affecting me as much. Clearly I am invincible. Like, I'm not vomiting, I'm not blacking out. I don't know what y'all talking about blackout, but that's because I felt like at the time, even though I was drinking every weekend, I still felt like I had some type of control. Like I still felt like I knew when to stop. But even though I was never blacking out, I was seeing the way my friends were acting when they were drunk, and it made me really concerned, okay? For example, there was a time where me and my friend went to the club and she ended up vomiting everywhere on the counter in the bathroom. And unfortunately I was there because I'm a good friend, okay? I'm gonna hold your hair in that bathroom. When she got out of the bathroom, vomit all over the sink, everywhere. And there was a whole lineup, okay? So everyone was watching this happen. Vomit all over my sleeve. She vomited on me because I was closer helping her. I too was drunk, but I was like, I'm not gonna leave the sink dirty like this. This is disgusting. So I cleaned the sink, okay? I cleaned the sink as much as I can as a drunk girl. I cleaned my sleeve. Obviously it smells like vomit. It's disgusting, but I was too drunk to even realize. So that really traumatized me. There was another time where me and another friend, we went to the club. Then we went in an Uber to get back home. Why does she vomit in the Uber? Obviously I was helping her, but I was next to her and I was just like, damn, like this is a really uncomfortable position to be in. The next day you're crying about it because the Uber charged you even more money on your card for the damages. This is really not fun. Like this night out just turned to shit in my opinion. If you're vomiting in the Uber after, it's not a successful night out. But for the most part, guys, the reason why I was drinking almost every weekend is because I was having so much fun. For the most part, I was having a lot of fun. Like I said, I wasn't hungover that much the next day. Yes, I had a few incidences with friends who blacked out and vomited, but I myself was having fun. Like I was vibing, you know? Like I was vibing. So right at that point, I'm 23 to 24 years old. So in the questioning phase, I had already cut out meat. I didn't want anything to do with meat anymore. And by meat, I'm not talking about, I still eat fish. So that's the only meat I eat, I guess, if you want to call that meat. But when I'm talking about meat, I'm talking about red meat, I'm talking about chicken. I decided to cut all of that out of my diet. But I was realizing, okay, well, I've been in the gym since I was 19 years old. Why? Because I wanted to get fit, because I wanted to focus on my health. Okay, but why am I still drinking alcohol? Because clearly, you know, it makes me feel like shit. So why am I still doing that? And I was like, I cut out meat because I wanted to reduce my risk of cancer, because I did research and I realized that it causes cancer and so many other things. But why am I still drinking alcohol though? I was doing all of these things, but I was still drinking poison. make it make sense. Make it make sense. It just didn't make sense. And also at 23 is when I started pole dancing. At the time, I was already in the gym. I was already heels dancing. And on top of that, I was adding pole to my fitness activities. I was like, yo, I'm doing a lot and I don't have as much time as I used to, and I need to stay in shape if I want to be able to do all three of these things. And I was questioning it because I was like, I'm also just drinking on occasions. Like, who cares if I just drink on occasions? Occasions were happening all the time, okay? Occasions, there was always an occasion to drink. There was always a barbecue. There was always a gathering. There was always a restaurant. So I told myself, I need to do something about this. So at 24 years old, I decided, we're done. I'm dumping everything down the drain and we are starting fresh again. I don't want to live this life anymore. I'm tired of the repercussions that come with it. I want to be a different person. I want to break the generational curse. I want to do better for myself and for my future. Now I really want to get into the reasons as to why I quit drinking. So first of all, alcohol is poison. I think we forget that alcohol is, like, when I'm talking about hard liquor, it's literally poison, okay, that you're putting into your body and you're expecting your body to fight off everything. I was cutting certain things because I wanted to decrease my risk of cancer. There has been some research about how it is a carcinogen. I don't know what the statistic is for women and breast cancer, but it is through the roof. I want to find a way for that not to happen to me. Alcohol is a carcinogen. Why would I be drinking alcohol? Why would I be drinking alcohol? Obviously, anything causes cancer nowadays. But if I can eliminate one thing in my life that can stop me from getting it, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna be like, but Shaping, one glass of wine a day is supposed to be good for your heart. Well, there are other ways to strengthen my heart. Exercise. I would rather exercise to strengthen my heart than drink a glass of wine a day to supposedly improve my heart health. Girl, you know they lying to you. You won't convince me that drinking one glass of wine a day is going to improve my health. Girl, you really gonna try to convince me of that? Listen, the alcohol business is a business, okay? All these companies are trying to make money off of you, so they gonna tell you what you gotta hear. And at the end of the day, wine it has an addictive feel to it because it gives you a feeling, it gives you some dopamine, and it's just too easy to get addicted to it. Another reason why I stopped drinking alcohol because I wanted to look and feel better. I consider myself an athlete. Like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, I go to the gym. I teach heels classes. I do pole dance. That's a lot. And I need to be at my max energy, you guys. I cannot get through these workouts and all of these trainings if I'm not at my 100% energy level. I need to consume things that will give me energy, that will make me want to get up in the morning, sprint out of bed, and get the work done. I need to feel light. Ever since I started pole dancing, it really made me understand how much my body weight, it weighs a lot. When you're using your upper body strength to lift your entire body, you realize that you are heavier than you think. So I need to feel light. I do not want to feel bloated. I wanted to be able to digest my food better. When you have less toxins coming into your body, you're able to digest things better. So, and that's also a reason why I stopped eating meat, because I just felt like I wasn't being digested properly. I felt bloated. So I didn't want to feel that way anymore. And it's the same thing with alcohol. I don't want to put toxins in my body that will be hard and will require my body so much work to try to break down. I don't want my body to do too much work. My body's already doing a lot of work with everything I'm doing, pole, heels, the gym. I don't want to put it through even more. I also wanted better concentration. I wanted to have better focus in my days. When you're drinking, obviously it affects your body, it affects your brain. It goes straight to the brain. You start to have foggy brain, and it's just like I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to have better sleep, and I know that alcohol, it has a negative, depressive effect really on your nervous system, and I just didn't want that to be part of my life anymore. Also, I don't have time to be tired, and fatigue is a common side effect of alcohol because you're so dehydrated. Once you drink alcohol, you are dehydrating the out of yourself, and then you have to drink so much water and you feel tired. I don't have time for that. If you look at my full week of workouts, dance, and flexibility training, you're gonna see that I do a lot in a week. I do not have time to feel tired and dehydrated. And also, I don't want to ruin my liver, okay? When you are drinking alcohol and your liver is doing so much work trying to extract all the toxins, your liver is so concerned with the alcohol, it doesn't even have time to realize there are other toxins in your body that it needs to attack and it needs to fend off. So what happens? You get sick more often. Your body's not able to fight off infections because it's too busy trying to, fix the damage you did when you was out here drinking your ass and getting blacked out. That's your liver's still trying to recover from that. A big reason why I quit alcohol is because I no longer wanted to be afraid of being different. Now that I'm not drinking anymore, I'm realizing that I'm able to do what 99% of people are not able to do. And that, baby, that is the biggest confidence boost you can ever have. When you're not afraid of not following a crowd, you have the power, you could do anything you want now. And I knew that by quitting drinking, my interactions with certain people would change. It's fine. I was okay with that because, again, I was not afraid of being different. If everybody's going this way, I'm okay with going that way. If everybody's thinking this way, I'm okay with thinking that way. And that is very powerful. And I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone. I wanted to see what my life would be like if I was different. What would my life be like if I didn't have to drink in order to mingle with people? What would happen if I'm actually able to walk up to somebody as a sober ass person and spark up a conversation, actually make friends with that person, actually have deep conversations with that person? What would happen? It's so easy to mingle when you're drunk. Anyone can mingle when they're drunk. That's super easy. But I wanted to make things a little bit challenging in my life. I wanted to be like, yo, if I'm sober, can I talk to this person? Can I actually vibe with this person? And now that I quit drinking, I feel so much more confident to achieve other things. If I could do this when the temptation is everywhere, trust me, I could do anything. It just gave me less self-doubt. It just made me realize like, yo, I trust myself. I know what's best for me. Nobody else can tell me that because I know myself better. It made it so that I was so much more in tune with myself and with my feelings. And it gave me so much more ability to express myself to people, to say exactly what's on my mind. Also, I don't want to be a slave to anything in my life ever. Everybody has temptations about something, but I want to live a life that is entirely mine, under my control. Everybody's trying to give you a drink. You're going to have ads about the newest alcohol bottle. You're going to have celebrities coming out with their own alcohol. It's just on and on and on. And because I was able to manage this temptation and stop this temptation of drinking, it made it easier for me to scale back on other things in my life that weren't serving me either. Whether it be spending too much time on social media, it makes it so much easier for me to reflect on myself and be like, yo, this is a temptation. Shaping, you're feeding into a temptation right now. You better chill. That's because I was able to quit alcohol and I was able to quit something that was consuming me so much. And I was able to quit that on my own. It gives me the confidence of being able to quit other things too. Like right now, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to reduce my sugar intake because that's another one of my addictions. I'm trying to reduce my sugar intake. The feeling of always wanting something sweet after a meal, that's what I struggle with right now. I eat a lot of ice cream, not gonna lie. The Haagen-Dazs almond vanilla caramel crunch stick, don't even get me started on that one. But just the other day, I was able to walk past the ice cream section. I was able to walk right in front of it and not buy it. And for me, that's a win. I'm trying to scale back on that, and it's a little bit easier because I was able to quit alcohol. I see that I can probably quit ice cream too, for sure, and maybe replace that sweet craving with fruits and stuff. Another reason why I quit is because I wanted to explore new ways of having fun, okay? I was tired of the partying. It was getting old, girl. It was getting real old. And I knew that adult activities always centered around alcohol, and it was just so exhausting to always have to deal with. I just thought to myself, like, really, like, can we do something else? This is getting kind of boring. Like, it's getting kind of boring, like, I'll be honest. And I realized that parties don't really excite me anymore. I actually prefer to spend my money on experiences, things that will get my adrenaline up, things that will make me feel drunk without actually being drunk. Like, for example, I went to a Cirque du Soleil concert, and just watching them do insane tricks and like literally risking their lives. One of the guys almost fell off of his trick, and I was just like scared as things like that brought me so much adrenaline, and it would just like, I got out of there, I was like, yo, I feel drunk. Like, I feel like this is crazy. Like, I feel on top of the world right now. I can't believe I just witnessed that shit. I can't believe I witnessed like all these circus tricks. This girl was like literally pole dancing on a pole that a guy was holding with his hand. I was like, what the hell? People are doing this? I want to do this. I don't have time to be drinking and partying. I want to do that. I wanted to do things that made me feel alive and made me feel young. So when I stopped drinking, I naturally started showing up in spaces that did not revolve around alcohol. My summer bucket list went from a list of parties that I wanted to attend to a list of random ass activities that just looked so fun and that would bring out my inner child. Horseback riding. I don't know why horseback riding was on there, but I was like, girl, I want to try horseback riding. I've done it once when I was a kid, but I want to do it again. I want to bring that back. And truly, I still love parties. I love parties only because I love music and I love dance. So when I went to a party and I didn't drink and I just danced, I still felt young and alive. So it's not to say that I'm never going to party again. It's just not going to be centered around alcohol anymore. It's just going to be centered around what type of music is there, can I dance to it, and who's going to be there. Another reason why I quit is because I don't want to spend money on it anymore. Around 23 years old, I already knew that I wanted to move out into my own place very soon. So I was like, girl, you need to cut back on some stuff that you're spending because You're not gonna be able to move out with the money you're spending right now. So I realized that I needed to scale back on certain things, and I was like, perfect, I'm just gonna stop drinking, because already that's removing a lot of money from what I'm spending. You know, the feeling of having to buy bottles for every occasion that you go to. A bottle is like minimum $30, y'all. Minimum $30. So it's like that, spending that almost every weekend, that adds up. And also having to worry about Ubers, having to take Ubers because you're drunk or this like that. An Uber, again, minimum $30. Sometimes on weekends, bro, you're not spending less than $40, $50 on an Uber just one way. So it's like that, all of that adds up. And I was just like, I'm done with spending all this stupid money. I want to be able to drive. If I'm going out one night, I want to drive. I'm taking my own car. I pay this freaking car, I pay for gas, I might as well freaking use it. So I don't have to worry about Ubers anymore, and that definitely helped me in terms of like my spending habits. And like I said in the beginning, addiction runs in my family, and I wanted to stop it right here. My kids are never going to find a bottle of alcohol in my fridge. They're never going to see me out of my control, not controlling myself. I mean, if they want to drink when they get older, it's up to them, but I don't even think they'll feel like it, because it's just not going to be the norm around this household. They're just going to be like, okay, what's the point of that? They're gonna be doing so many things that are just bringing them a lot of joy, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of dopamine activities and things like that, that they're not even gonna really feel like drinking, honestly. It stops right here. It stops right here. Cutting alcohol was showing myself that I love myself more than anything in this world. And that was something I really wanted to prove to myself, and I wanted to show that Shaping, if you do this thing, you're gonna show me that you love yourself. I wanna look and feel young for as long as I can. I'm here for a long time. Whatever Drake said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That's not me. I'm here for a long time. I want to have a quality of life that I can really enjoy, that I don't have to worry about being in and out of hospitals, being in and out of surgeries before X, Y, and Z. I don't want to live that life. I want to love myself enough to cut things that bring me pain, cut things that do not serve me and serve my body. I want to keep my skin as young and as tight as I can for the longest that I can. And it's just not going to happen if I'm drinking alcohol every weekend, because it affects your skin too. Like, it makes you look older, and it affects your appearance. It affects so many things, and I just did not want that anymore. I realized that I actually don't need alcohol at all. The type of person that I am is not the type of person that needs to be drunk. And I'll tell you why. I'll give you a few reasons as to why people tend to drink and why it has nothing to do with me. First of all, people drink to let loose and to dance. Some people feel like they can't do that when they're sober, they're shy, they're introvert. That's the opposite of me. I'm a professional dancer, so I'm trained to dance. I'm trained, I know how to move my body. I'm trained on how to move my body. So yeah, I dance sober all the time. So I'm just not someone who needs alcohol to let loose. Another reason why people drink is they want to be more social, because like I said, they're a little bit introverted. Again, I don't need that. I don't consider myself introverted. Yes, I have moments. I have a lot of moments where I prefer to be alone, but I'm not an introvert. I don't feel like I'm an introvert. If I go out, I can easily mingle with people that I don't know. Another reason why people drink is because they try to forget their problems. They try to forget their insecurities. They just want to black out of their, their minds for a second. And me, on the other hand, I'm not trying to run away from my problems. I never want to do that. I'm always self-reflecting. I meditate every single day. I do yoga every single day. I have quiet moments where I have to self-reflect. I force myself to self-reflect on my problems and my insecurities. I force myself to face them head on. I journal almost every day. The last thing I want to do is ignore my problems and have them resurface when I'm older. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get rid of my insecurities and my problems. So I feel like drinking alcohol is just going to blur all of that. I don't want that to be blurred. I want that to be present. I want it to be at the surface. I want it to be tackled head on. Another reason why people drink is they want to look grown. And I think that goes more towards the 18, 19-year-olds. They want to drink because it looks cool. Like, it's cool to, feel like an adult. You have your drink in your hand and you're just like, turn up. And I was like that too. Like, I wanted to feel grown. I wanted to feel, adulty or whatever. I wanted to look like a woman that knew what she was doing. I wanted to look like a woman. And now I'm like, I don't want to look grown. I don't want to feel grown. I am grown. I have my own place. Financially, I'm fully independent. I don't need to do things to look grown. I am grown. I have nothing else to prove. And I wanted to bring you guys a perspective from something that I read on TikTok. Liz Moody on TikTok said, alcohol can't actually make you a different person. If you think you need alcohol to dance, have fun conversations, or feel confident in your body, that person is inside of you already. already. All alcohol is doing is allowing you to let out parts of yourself that are already there. So you can walk into a bar and be the life of the party. You can flirt, you can dance on top of the friggin' table. You can be whoever you want. You don't need alcohol's permission to be that person. You just need your own permission. I read that and I was like, bruh, this is true. Alcohol is not gonna change you. It's just enhancing the person that you already are. You just have to find that person. I found that person through dance, because dance really showed me that I am extroverted. I do love talking to people. I do love dancing. I am social. Find a way to bring that person within you as a sober person. Now the question is, would I ever drink again? I can't say that for sure. And I know you're like, but you did not just say all that to say, I can't say for sure. Yes, I just said I can't say for sure. But I'm about 99% sure that I'm never drinking again. Now there's a video out there of me saying that I quit alcohol. That's giving me a little bit more pressure to never drink again. And honestly, I'm not mad at that. If that's giving me pressure, that's giving me good pressure. That's like, you know, if you have a drink in your hands, people are gonna come for your neck. And that's a good enough motivation for me. That's why I'm posting this, because I want some accountability. Like, if you ever see me with a drink in my hand, first of all, it's probably a virgin drink, so don't even come to my neck. It's probably just juice. But second of all, like, if it's not juice, you could let me know, like, bitch, didn't you just do a whole ass video on this? And the 1% of me saying I can't say for sure is just me simply because it's only been a year that I've been sober. And also, I don't know what the future entails. I can't decide my future, but I know for a fact that I'm not interested in drinking at all. And it's most likely gonna stay that way for the rest of my life. I just don't wanna put a definite like, no, I will never drink again in my life, because you never know. You never know what life happens. Life be lifing, okay? I don't know. But what I can say is about 99%, you will not see me drink. I'm done. And also what I wanted to mention is when I go on vacation as a sober woman now, because I still haven't been on vacation as a sober woman, I feel like there will be a lot more pressure and temptation to drink, just because, you know, especially if I'm on a resort and, you know, you paid for the alcohol. But I'm realizing that that's just gonna strengthen my purpose as to why I'm not drinking. And it's just going to make me see that country or see the experience in a different light, because I'm not going to be drunk anymore like I used to. It's just going to make me enjoy things a little bit more, and it's going to make me remember the experience so much more, because let's be honest, even if you're not blackout drunk, you still kind of don't remember everything that happened when you were drunk. So if I'm on vacation, I really want to enjoy the beauty of nature around. I'm going to be doing activities that are going to keep me busy. I'm going to be appreciating the beach a lot more, appreciating the water, the way the sand feels on my toes. So I really don't think that I would be drinking ever again. It's just, if I'm on vacation, that 1% is basically me saying I might be really tempted on vacation, and I'll be super honest about that. But I'm just going to revert back to my why and why I decided to stop drinking in the first place. And I think that's going to carry me through the whole, you know, the whole experience, the whole vacation. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you found some value in this video. The next thing I want you to watch is my vlog, full week of workouts, dance, and flexibility, where I take you through an entire week of training with me at the gym, in dance classes, and at home with my flexibility training. See you in the next video. Bye.